You're going to have to see it. So you're telling me, so again, this is so interesting. So what you're telling me is that it's impossible to make a straight level line for 2 miles.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. According, yeah.
I think
that's hysterical. So what you're telling me is that it's impossible to make a straight level line for 2 miles.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. According, yeah.
I think
that's hysterical. And they throw the ball while they're on the merry-go-round, and you know the ball ends up going, and it looks like it's curving, right?
That's such a different scale, though.
Yeah, yeah. That's
consider this.
66,000 miles an hour is quite a speed, isn't it? That's
yeah, but considering
50 times the speed of a speeding bullet.
Everything on the miles away from the.
Excuse me.
The angular speed is a lot smaller.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm not, but
we're going like 360 degrees in like 24 hours.
These are just things. Honestly, they're not. These are not things that I base like where I lost my belief that I lived on a ball. I think mostly was the action of water, and then upon seeing NASA, the lies of NASA, guys. When NASA gets busted, like they've given space tours of NASA, and they show the toilet that they use with a suction cup on it, and there's like 6 people in that place, and there was one freaking toilet that they have to like shit into, and then you're gonna tell me they're gonna spend months at a time sharing that nasty freaking thing? Guys, like and the other thing is that when you're trying to sell something, wait, when you're trying to sell something, right, as a salesperson, you're always like, oh, be smiling, be positive, right? Watch the NASA videos. Every single video, they come on, and what are they doing? The women have their hair stuck up like they're trolls, right? Like it's in a perm, and it doesn't move. They go upside down, it stays up. It always stays up, and they always have a ridiculous smile. There's a really good one. If there's one video you watch on NASA that to me blows my mind, it shows them to be frauds that they are. It's the guy. If you look up NASA harness ISS, right, and in it the guy does a flip, right? And when he does his flip, right at the end, he gets like a little bit out of control, and his buddy reaches over with his 2 fingers like this, and he reaches over next to him, and he hooks his finger, but he doesn't grab the guy. He hooks his finger, and he pulls. And you see the astronaut who's just come out of the flip, you can see his body pull over, and not only that, but when he gets the weight of the guy on him, he gets pulled over too.
This is for the skeptics. Actual proof that they use wires.
You look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
Yeah, because the air proves that you're in space.
I don't know. We're going to have to do something for you.
Check the man with a stripy top. Look, he grabs the wire above him. Now check the man on the right. With his right arm, he grabs the wire. Did you see it? Now check in slow motion. The man on the right, look at his right arm. He's grabbing him to stabilise him. Then look at the man behind him with the stripy top on. Now he's looking up and he's grabbing the wire. Look, he's looking for the wire to grab it. Yeah, check that out. He's grabbing the wire there. Look, he's looking up because he sees the wire moving about and he's grabbing it to stabilise it. Look. Now check the man on the right with the USMC t-shirt. Check his arm. Watch this. Check his arm. Look, his arm goes to grab him, look. But he doesn't grab him, he grabs the wire. Look, there's nothing there. But he's grabbing something and it's tugging his trousers up. And then check him on the left. He looks down to see. Look, he's checking it out himself. Yeah? You wanted proof, you've just got proof there. If you don't accept this, then you are just absolutely brainwashed. This is absolute proof that they are using wires on the space station, or the fake space station. You've just been busted, guys. Busted wide open. Your hoax has been exposed. You deceiving little snakes. Fuck you all. You satanic pricks.
So what is he tugging on? Guys, like, there's like, you know, I mean...
Wait, can you just... So he's pulling on an astronaut?
No, he's pulling on nothing. Like, he literally...
on his pocket.
Let me show...
That video.
Are you saying there's like
pulling on his pocket?
No, there is no...
Dude, like, I read something on YouTube, dude. I totally believe it.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Like, also, consider also, like, the flag. How would it wave, dude? Think about it like that. Think about it. Actually think critically, though. Think critically. They never went up in space. The toilet? Come on, like... anytime I actually talk about this, like, people think that, like, it's a joke or something, but, like, I don't know.
I'm not saying the toilet proves anything except that...
I took Geo last semester. I passed. But I passed through lies. Climate change is a fucking hoax. Quote me.
So everybody here is a strong believer in climate change, huh?
it's pretty
Yeah, I do
temperate.
Are we even on Earth?
I don't know.
What planet is this?
It's funny.
What year?
It's good. It's good to be so sure in your beliefs, I'll tell you. There is a principle which will keep man in everlasting ignorance, and that principle is condemnation before investigation. So good for her, or him, or whoever that was. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you, to tell you the truth. I'm not really sure. He or she, or he, she, maybe. Yeah, no, that's what takes place. Lots of mockery. I'm fine with that. And again, I could be 100% wrong. Why do you think I plan on doing an experiment? Certainly not to because I know what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah, can you describe that again? So sorry, I was a little unclear. So what's the point of why do you have a tube?
It's a water. Basically, it's a water level. It's like this. You see how this works? So imagine this tube being 2 miles long. I expect water to act exactly as it is in this case over that 2 miles. It's going to be perfectly level because that's how water is. It always finds and seeks its level.
But the thing is, but the tube is going to be straight, right?
My tube is. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as it covers a distance of 2 miles and extends up far enough.
It has to be on the ground for like the 2 miles, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's
Well, it doesn't really, none of it matters as long as we determine a point to measure from a starting point, a baseline, I think is what the surveyor calls it, that shows that it's level from end to end, meaning it's a perfectly horizontal line. I'll be measuring up from that, and we'll be looking to see how high the water rises in each one. The biggest thing I've heard so far is that I gotta get the bubbles out. I gotta make sure that there's no bubbles in the water, and that the temperature of the water has to remain the same throughout, because the density of the water then changes.
That's a good point.
But then, like, either way, your experiment's flawed. Like, even if, say the Earth is flat, that'll work. But even if the Earth is round, that means that your distance that you're measuring from the ground will still be that constant distance, right? Because
well, that's an argument I got. That's one argument that a lot of people will say, is that it's going to be level to the ball. It's level to the ball. So that really bothers me, because now you're telling me that there's no such thing as making a level surface for 2 miles, which to me is stupidity. Of course you can make a level.
But it's super hard to make something structural.
Yeah, but there's a difference between super hard and not being able to do it.
But according to
that's why you have a surveyor who's going to be surveying 0.600 feet.
One of those like devices that measures the levelness that's based on gravity. Yeah, and that's.
Guys, if you make a straight line, right? If you have a right angle to something, is that based off of gravity? So all you got to do is make right angles to right angles to right angles.
If you put a piece of metal, just like
they triangle. That's what they.
Vertical line, but then you're placing 2 vertical lines on. Like,
but aren't you connecting those lines? So you're gonna have to see it. So you're telling me. So again, this is so interesting. So what you're telling me is that it's impossible to make a straight level line for 2 miles.
Yeah.
I think
that's hysterical. I mean, that's hysterical that you guys will stand here and tell me that you don't believe that we have the technology today to make a level plane for 2 miles.
I mean, you use a laser.
No, not relative to shit. A straight fucking level line. This is what you're telling me.
If you did light.
I mean, I just can't believe that people are telling me this in this day and age. This is blowing my mind.
how would you test that it's straight?
Yeah, that's my question. Yeah.
You can use your eyes and say, yeah, that's straight. But
right.
Okay. Okay, no. So we're not denying that you can make a straight line.
I think you are.
No, we're denying the way that you're making that straight line is flawed.
Listen, this is why I didn't do this experiment like 2 years ago. It was because so many ball earthers were telling me, you're just going to be making it level to the ball. Level to the ball. That's what they're fucking telling me. That's fucking insane. Do you understand why this is frustrating me, or do you think I'm absolutely batshit crazy?
No, but what you need to do...
Because what we're discussing now is that we don't have the technology to make a flat, level, perfectly level surface for a whopping 2 miles.
We do.
Are you sure?
Yes, we do.
I think some people might here disagree with you.
The technology you're going to use is probably going to be flawed.
Yeah. What you need to do, okay, to prove the Earth is flat, here's what you need to do. You need to come up with an experiment that you and people who believe in a sphere,
all I'm doing right now is doing this for me. At this point, if people don't want to accept it, I'm fine with that. I get it. But the guy who there's a guy, his channel's Maximillionaire, and he thinks the Earth is a ball, and we had the same argument because I was literally telling him, I said to him, the problem is with this experiment, all the ball earthers are going to tell you that it's going to be a level only to the ball and it's not going to prove anything. And he goes, well, they're full of shit. He goes, they're lying. He goes, they're being deceitful. I'm like, I don't know what they're doing.
I'm not lying.
No, I hear you. I hear you. But but I've heard. Believe me, I'm well aware that this is the argument. But it blows. Do you understand why it blows my mind a little bit to hear Princeton pretty much? You guys are the smartest of the smart here, and you're telling me that we can't make a level.
No, we're not telling you that. We're not telling you that. We're telling you that people who make the International Space Station and stuff can make level lines because that's not relative to the Earth. But the methods you're gonna use are gonna be relative to the Earth. That's what we're telling you.
If you use only right angles. If you were to only use right angles.
But what are you using?
I'm just asking, if you were to only use right angles, would it be possible to construct something?
Yes, but what are you using that right angle
You're using a vertical line, right?
That right angle is relative to something.
Yeah.
Right?
Relative to the line that you just created prior to it. So you make every right angle.
Well, what's your first
every right angle you extend from your initial base.
What is your first line? Is it a vertical line? Isn't that what you said?
Sure. I guess so. Right. Yeah. So is that where you're flawed? Is that where it's flawed? Yeah.
Yeah. Because so if it's vertical here, and if it's vertical 2 miles away, right?
If you're vertical and you're vertical to one another, you're going to be vertical and vertical to one another.
Yeah,
that's right. Like a goalpost. Like a goalpost.
Right.
If you can do that 2 miles away.
That's already having a circular argument because you're saying that the Earth is flat and that's why those.
Hey, hold on 1 second. Hold on. You tell me where I'm wrong. If you let's say you take the NFL, the guys who built the goalpost for the NFL, right? Because they look like they're pretty. They could do a good job making them up and down and vertical cross.
That's not 2 miles long.
Right. But what I'm saying theoretically, 200 feet. So they build whatever's required to get 10,000 feet. What is that? 50 or 500 of them, however many you need. Would that technically, theoretically, build you a flat and level plane, irrespective of any gravity or not? No. I'm asking.
No, I don't believe it would be curved with the curvature of the Earth. But that is.
Oh my God, man!
Yeah.
Is that crazy? Does that seem crazy to you or no?
Okay, David. I've spent a lot of time watching your videos and watching other flat Earth videos, and I've come to the conclusion that the Earth is pretty round.
Okay,
but
that's fine.
There you go.
That's cool. I guess that settles it.
I'm happy to hear that you're. And I was happy to hear you. But. Still haven't convinced me, but thank you.
Yeah, I'm not looking to convince anybody though. That's one key. And in fact, to tell you the truth, as far as looking to my videos to gain knowledge about the Earth being whether it's a ball or not, I would steer you more towards like Eric Dubay or other sources.
Don't worry,
So what you're telling me is that it's impossible to make a straight level line for 2 miles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
According.
I think.
That's hysterical.